We're talking to Dr. LMadu, who's given us some information relative to the African world, the scattering of Africans literally all over the world. And of course, Dr. LMadu, before we left, you were giving us an overview in terms of where Africans, for the most part, are situated. Mm-hmm. And I must say that they are situated in such numbers that we never realized that, that they might have been there, but we certainly didn't realize that you're talking about the hundreds of thousands in mm-hmm. these particular areas. Let's continue that.
Mm-hmm. Well, how are these Africans treated, you know, in the countries where they currently reside mm-hmm. in terms of political and, you know, social order? Mm-hmm. For example, let's take the case of Dominican Republic. Okay. Mm-hmm. Take the case of a guy called Jose Francisco Peña Gomez. Mm-hmm. Peña Gomez was a long-time mayor of Santo Domingo, you know, the capital. Mm-hmm. His parents were Haitian, mm-hmm. you know, so he's very black, mm-hmm. you know. But he was the most popular politician in the country. Mm-hmm. He was a member of a Socialist International, a close friend of former Israeli Prime Minister Shimon Peres, mm-hmm. you know. He ran for election a few years ago against, you know, an icon in Dominican Republic called Balagua, who has been president for a long time. He won the election, everybody knew he did. Mm-hmm. But because they didn't want a black president, mm-hmm. you know, they rigged the election mm-hmm. against him. 4 years later, he ran against a nobody in Dominican politics, mm-hmm. you know, called Leonel Fernandez. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew that Peña Gomez won, mm-hmm. but they rigged it mm-hmm. to prevent him because of his skin mm-hmm. of becoming president of the country. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in a country even like the Dominican Republic, that's predominated by blacks and mestizos. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mestizo elite still looks down on the blacks. Mm-hmm. You know, in the Spanish colonies, you know, the mixed mm-hmm. blood, they call them mestizos, or the British call them mulattoes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the mestizos in Dominican Republic, you know, yeah, think they are superior to mm-hmm. to dark-skinned Haitians. Mm-hmm. You know, that's an example. In Colombia, you have about 5 million blacks, you know, but what happened, or what has been happening, mm-hmm. is that the official census never counted blacks in the country. Okay. It never
so
did.
They're not visible. They're exactly. Invisible for all practical purposes. Exactly.
They're invisible for all practical purposes. Okay? There are about 4,000 and some legislators. 80 are black in the country. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, take the example of Peru. The same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Most of the menial jobs and all that are reserved for blacks only. Mm-hmm. You know, second only to the indigenous group. Mm-hmm. That was what gave rise, you know, to what a guerrilla warfare that lasted a whole lot of years, mm-hmm. called the Shining Path. Mm-hmm. You know, that was a rebellion of the indigenous people against the hegemony mm-hmm. of the white elite. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You go to Ecuador, the same.